Beyond 60, your handbag selections narrate a story, regardless of whether you're conscious of it. They communicate before any dialogue happens. Yet what happens if that narrative conveys something unintended? What if that cherished everyday accessory, the one you've transported for ages, is genuinely making you seem more seasoned, exhausted, or perhaps disconnected? Today, we're investigating the 7 styles of carriers every woman over 60 might consider leaving behind, and the gorgeous, enduring alternatives that will promptly enhance your aesthetic. These aren't centered on adopting trends or depleting funds. They're centered on conveying assurance, refinement, and consideration everywhere you journey. Welcome to Style Beyond Years, where we honor elegance, refinement, and the appeal of ageless living. I'm truly pleased you're here. If you appreciate appearing refined without seeming excessive, you've arrived at the correct destination. Take a brief moment to follow and turn on notifications because daily we distribute useful, refined aesthetic guidance created specifically for women who comprehend that progressing through decades isn't diminishing your luminosity. It's discovering how to let it radiate. Now, let's examine the carriers that might be adding unnecessary aging to your aesthetic and the ones that will rejuvenate your aesthetic approach. Carrier number 1, the overstuffed shoulder accessory. Let's begin with the one the majority of us are responsible for. The overstuffed shoulder accessory. You recognize it. It's accompanied you for ages, possibly even generations. It carries everything from documents to aged cosmetics, extra eyewear, antiseptic solutions, and that membership card from a business you no longer frequent. It's convenient, recognizable, and reassuring. However, it's additionally quietly enhancing your age visually. The fact is, oversized, drooping carriers compress your framework. They draw your shoulder backward, causing you to seem more curved forward, a delicate element that quickly impacts your complete silhouette. Beyond structure, these heavy, malleable carriers frequently create looks seem inflated and fatigued. They conceal your physique and divert focus from your inherent charm. Even the most impeccably coordinated ensemble diminishes its beauty when obscured by a big sagging shoulder carrier. There's additionally something conceptual regarding the overstuffed carrier. It demonstrates a perspective of simply being cautious. We load it with materials we may utilize someday yet seldom do. This habit generates untidiness not exclusively within your carrier but in your whole presentation. Beyond 60, minimalism transforms into the greatest refinement. The individual who conveys just her necessities emits serenity, assurance, and command. The superior substitute, a refined moderate tote. Find options with basic architecture, quality materials, or plant-derived options, and resilient fasteners that maintain their appearance. Pale shades like delicate beige, chocolate, or midnight operate wonderfully with virtually any collection. These carriers instantly uplift your ensemble, giving you a more polished, assured look. They're additionally less demanding on your shoulders and backbone, supporting you sustain excellent posture. One of the quickest methods to seem fresh and dignified. When you transport a refined tote, you transport deliberateness. All items contained have importance. All elements of your aesthetic sense adjusted. It's not regarding sacrificing practicality or effectiveness. It's regarding reimagining them. Carrier number 2, the diminutive shoulder accessory that crosses the torso. On the surface, the diminutive shoulder accessory appears like the perfect grab-and-go choice. Compact, uncomplicated, hand-free. However, here's the realization. Most aesthetic professionals hesitate to mention this. Beyond 60, this category can genuinely contradict your physique and elegance. The slim fastener that angles diagonally across the upper body attracts focus to regions numerous individuals desire to downplay. Rather than establishing balance, it visually severs the physique and might make your silhouette seem shorter or heavier than it genuinely is. The complication isn't merely visual, it's additionally useful. These miniature shoulder accessories typically are inadequate to contain your necessities, requiring you to jam in vitals. The end result, an overflowing compact carrier that sacrifices its appearance and seems more juvenile than refined. Even more problematic, the delicate fastener might cut into your shoulder, compromising posture and ease. What initially seemed convenient transforms into awkwardness, particularly when matched with sophisticated looks that merit superior proportions. Yet another overlooked element is how this carrier interferes with your ensemble's motion. Whether it's a garment, a gown, or a custom top, the fastener severs the line of your garment, disrupting its beauty. Rather than improving your aesthetic, the carrier becomes an interruption, an ornament that seems excessively fashionable, excessively immature, and ultimately mismatched with your organic elegance. A far superior selection is a moderate shoulder accessory with a flexible fastener that permits the carrier to position comfortably near or beneath the hip. This modest modification extends the physical shape, establishing equilibrium and comfort. Select one designed with gently organized materials or a simplistic material in ageless shades like tan, neutral, or wine. Look for straightforward shapes with understated components, possibly a bronze fastener or a delicate bend that appears caring yet not elaborate. The benefit of a properly balanced shoulder accessory is that it maintains your hands accessible without diminishing elegance. It accompanies you gracefully instead of crossing you. It's contemporary, useful, and fittingly age-suitable. Carrier number 3, the prominent luxury logo carrier. It's an accessory that previously made you experience commanding, perhaps even slightly sophisticated. The luxury logo was striking, the components sparkled, and carrying it seemed like a pronouncement. However, as ages go by, that identical carrier might start to communicate something changed. The enormous logos, intense designs, and substantial metal components that previously symbolized opulence might currently seem antiquated, showy, or perhaps overdone. Beyond 60, your attraction and self-belief communicate more powerfully than any manufacturing identifier can. The difficulty with prominent luxury logo carriers isn't exclusively the manufacturing identity, it's the heaviness and strength they transport. Numerous of these carriers are manufactured with dense materials, substantial locks, and heavy attachment fasteners. They may weigh multiple pounds even prior to introducing things. Progressively, that mass strains your shoulder, exhausts your back, and impacts your posture. A beautiful individual warrants ornaments that feel enforced, not demanding. There's additionally a delicate transition in sophistication that occurs with development, a departure from exhibiting affluence and moving toward appreciating merit. A carrier saturated with logos might cause you to seem like you're trying to display something if in fact you've previously earned your elegance. Authentic status, naturally, is understated. It's present in artistry, feeling, and enduring beauty, not in how forcefully a manufacturing identifier expresses itself. Rather, choose a minimal status carrier, one that conveys refinement quietly instead of declaring it. Manufacturers like aggregate, durable goods, or perhaps the foundational categories from standard and luxury leather deliver beautifully configured pieces with subtle manufacturing identification and exceptional workmanship. Look for silky materials, basic threading, and delicate curvatures that magnify rather than dominate your appearance. Hues like cream, comfortable gray, profound onyx, or deep mahogany offer adaptability around climates and outfits. When you transport an accessory like this, you don't require to express anything about aesthetic. It's obvious in your existence. Recognition changes from the manufacturer to you. Your assurance, your charm, and your narrative occupy prominence. Since beyond 60, legitimate elegance isn't demonstrating the planet what you're capable of purchasing. It's demonstrating the planet the individual you've matured into. Carrier number 4, the fiber carrier with patterns or expressions. We've all possessed one. The lightweight, vivid fiber carrier that appeared ideal for purchasing, brief journeys, or comfortable getaways. Perhaps it includes botanical imagery, an interesting style, or perhaps a humorous note that generated pleasure. It's straightforward to place across your arm and go. However, here's the difficulty. While these carriers are functional, they regularly convey a perception of informality that can diminish your complete aesthetic, particularly beyond 60. Fiber carriers frequently sacrifice their arrangement fast. With duration, they drop, discolor, and wrinkle, which can make even an excellently put-together outfit appear careless. Patterns and statements, no matter how endearing, frequently seem excessively youthful or perhaps humorous. What might seem humorous in your 30s might begin to feel misaligned with the sophisticated, self-assured aesthetic you've developed in your 60s and after. The understanding is your ornaments must demonstrate your development and charm, not contradict them. Yet another issue is utility. Numerous fiber carriers lack inner structures. They transform into general-purpose carriers where everything secrets, eyewear, beauty items, documents transforms into suspended approximately. You discover yourself searching endlessly simply to locate your payment method. This degree of disarrangement doesn't merely slow you down. It diminishes that elegant convenience that specifies a refined individual. And superior carrier must improve your routine, not complicate it. So, what's the answer? Change the fiber carrier with a sophisticated cotton or leather-enhanced carrier. Select one manufactured with configured components that maintain their shape regardless of content. Gentle or softened hues including tan, clay, moss, or charcoal match attractively with anything from casual wear to formal gowns. A bit of material trim contributes adequate elegance without sacrificing practicality. This category of carrier can move you from the market to a gathering and seem effortlessly polished. This modest change lifts your aesthetic right away. An equivalent appearance, everyday clothing, shoes, a crisp cotton garment seems enhanced when matched with a configured carrier. It demonstrates consideration, not difficulty. You maintain the lightness and room you appreciate, yet currently it's wrapped in peaceful sophistication. Beyond 60, you've earned the benefit to transport things that express your knowledge. Uncomplicated, resilient, and beautifully adjusted. An accessory that upholds your existence and your aesthetic is beyond merely an ornament. It's an indication of how beautifully you function. Carrier number 5, the miniature clutch that barely accommodates a mobile device. It's delightful. It's refined. And it's likely been positioned on your cabinet since that celebration couple of decades back. The miniature clutch, little adequate to rest in your hand, barely sufficient for your mobile device and secrets, might have previously embodied sophistication. However, beyond 60, this compact carrier frequently seems more problematic than refined. What previously seemed delicate might currently seem fussy, bothersome, and disconnected from daily existence. The understanding is, aesthetic at this developmental stage should emphasize convenience and self-belief. There's nothing refined regarding struggling to transport your requirements or perpetually stressing regarding where to position your mobile device. A clutch that's excessively little forces you to sacrifice, neglecting your reading aids, your cherished cosmetic, or perhaps your payment method. The end result, you allocate additional duration managing what you're not able to transport than appreciating the engagement you're participating in. That's not elegance. That's aggravation disguised as aesthetic. Miniature clutches additionally seem out of harmony with contemporary proportions. They might make your appearance feel misaligned, particularly if you're donning extended, free silhouettes. And, truthfully, regularly retaining a clutch in one hand might seem stiff, particularly during social occasions where you desire to seem organic and comfortable. Fashion must promote your self-belief, not restrict your capability. A far better option is the moderate evening bag or convertible handheld accessory. Look for one that can contain your requirements, mobile device, spectacles, cosmetic, limited payment method without ballooning. The superior selections feature straightforward styles, configured physiques, and understated metallic particulars that capture illumination simply adequate. Some even come with a removable fastener or fastening method, so you can position it on your arm when your hands are necessary. It's useful refinement, the category that stays perpetually stylish. When you select a clutch that harmonizes loveliness with usefulness, you communicate a peaceful indication. You recognize what suits you. You're not chasing fashions or minimizing your requirements to match an ornament. Number 6. The backpack carrier. On the surface, the backpack carrier appears like the best balance of convenience and effectiveness. It permits your hands to be accessible, disperses heaviness uniformly, and seems informal yet useful. However, the understanding is, this category, particularly the athletic or excessively juvenile variations, might inadvertently subtract decades from your appearance in the incorrect manner. It generates a secondary education or traveling observer vibe, which might clash with the polished sophistication that specifies a refined individual beyond 60. The primary difficulty with backpack carriers is their arrangement. They typically position increased on the back, producing bulk that disrupts your framework and physical appearance. From the rear, they contribute unnecessary dimension surrounding the upper extremities and shoulders, which might make you seem heavier or bent forward. Even if they're manufactured from superior components, the comprehensive impression tends to seem more useful than refined, more appropriate for teenagers or travelers than for daily sophistication. Yet another common concern is convenience. To access your mobile device or payment method, you frequently must take away the complete carrier from your back. It's difficult in community, bothersome in retail establishments, and frankly additional hassle than its value. For individuals who prize charm and convenience, repeatedly wrestling with fasteners doesn't fit with that easy self-belief. And while these carriers might be convenient for journeys, they don't consistently enhance your increased sophisticated wardrobe preferences for regular usage. A gorgeous option is the transformable backpack tote combination. This configuration provides the superior of each globe, the practicality of a backpack and the dignity of a carrier. When held by the top fastener, it seems configured and chic. When positioned as a backpack, it maintains its refined appearance without producing extra dimension. Select one manufactured from tender yet lasting materials in gentle hues like warm gray, ebony, or abundant reddish brown. Reduced components and straightforward threading make it appear current yet enduring. When you change from an informal backpack carrier to a sophisticated convertible bag, the distinction is quick. Your posture enhances, your appearance seems more deliberate, and you proceed through your routine with convenience and sophistication. Carrier number 7. The aged, damaged, everyday carrier. All individuals possess one, that treasured everyday carrier that's existed with her via decades of purchasing, social gatherings, and everyday experiences. It's the one that seems comfortable, recognizable, perhaps even precious. However, regardless how much you cherish it, when a carrier starts to drop, peel, or discolor, it does something refined yet forceful. It causes your complete look to seem more seasoned. A damaged carrier broadcasts a perception of fatigue, regardless of whether you've dedicated effort to seem your optimal. The greatest indicator isn't consistently the shade or the appearance. It's the standing. Fractured fasteners, unraveling sides, abraded angles, or faded internal substance all produce a feeling of carelessness. Perhaps the most sophisticated appearance drops its influence when matched with a fatigued-seeming carrier. And while it's straightforward to convince ourselves that no individual notices, individuals do. A carrier positions near your frame. It relocates with you. And it's among the initial elements individuals intuitively connect with your individual aesthetic. View your carrier as an expansion of your structure, your individual hygiene, your existence. When it seems fresh and maintained, it improves anything else regarding your existence. When it's drooping or discolored, it generates the reverse. It diminishes your complete aesthetic. This doesn't indicate you want a closet brimming with status carriers. It basically indicates selecting individual or a couple signature carriers that continue in superb standing, harmonize with your collection, and generate you seem self-assured each moment you venture forth. The superior substitute is to commit in a configured, moderate dimension regular carrier that incorporates usefulness with enduring elegance. Pick excellent components that sustain their appearance, silky coatings that endure harm, and flexible shades like cozy bronze, cool gray, or gentle vanilla. Look for deliberate components including supported fasteners, understated metallic ornaments, or interior subdivisions that maintain your requirements arranged. Exchange your carrier periodically, providing each one a period so they persist extended and continue seeming contemporary. Substituting a damaged carrier isn't simply an aesthetic selection. It's a measure of restoration. It's regarding appreciating yourself, identifying that you merit to experience as refined and collected as you are knowledgeable and practiced. Beyond 60, your carrier must not communicate, "I've gotten sufficient." It must express with peaceful assurance, "I'm perpetually progressing." The suitable regular carrier will accomplish beyond carrying your requirements. It will transport your chronicle with sophistication, regard, and simple elegance. Aesthetic beyond 60 isn't concerning guidelines. It's concerning sophistication. It's concerning recognizing what genuinely compliments you, what seems comfortable, and what demonstrates your self-belief without endeavoring excessively hard. The carriers you transport must improve your existence and raise your existence, not burden you down or make you seem more seasoned. If this material motivated you to reevaluate your carrier preferences, like it and communicate it with a companion who values ageless aesthetics similarly to you. And remember to follow Style Beyond Years for additional daily material on aesthetic, elegance, and self-belief at all phases. Since sophistication isn't something you misplace via development, it's something you mature into.